Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of TBE. I'm Ryan.
And I'm George.
And today we're going to be having a look at retro games.
We're going to be going back into the past.
Back in time, like Doctor Who.
And other time travelling
I don't think there's time
Back to
travel
the future. Never mind. So today we actually went to an event here in Bristol.
We went to a music festival and in our typical way we ended up just sitting around playing video games.
Yeah.
So what was the name of the company I was sent out? Was it like Pixel Whippers?
Pixel Whipped.
Pixel Whipped.
Like Pixel Whipped.
Yeah.
But yeah, they set up this whole little area where you can play all sorts of retro video games. They had the original consoles for most of them. You had the N64.
Mm-hmm.
You had the NES.
SNES. Yeah.
I
I think they had a Genesis there as well. I think Sega Genesis was there.
think.
They had sort of like loads of the dedicated kind of like little ones like Frogger. I think it was a Space Invaders one. There was like a Duck Hunt rip-off called Safari Hunt.
Yeah, it was the Sega rip-off of Duck Hunt.
What was that?
And they had an Xbox hooked up to a big projector, which had like loads of.
Like we're literally talking. Must have been about what?
And these
5,000.
These are like proper obscure games. Like
there was like real sort of known ones as well on there, like Super Mario Bros. And all those kind of ones. But
then we ended up playing. What was it like? Super Batman? Where not Batman,
not like Batman and Robin kind of Batman. I think it was like Super Batman. I think something like that.
The video will show you what it is, but basically you play as a guy with a baseball bat,
going around
baseballs
and other baseball bats, and it's so trippy.
It was so funny.
I mean, this was a bit of a hippie festival anyway, so we kind of like wondered whether we had kind of been held because it was a bit.
It was just the Streets of Rage rip-off, but with baseball characters.
I think it's become one of my new favourite retro games. But what is your favourite retro game?
My favourite retro game is probably one of the earliest games I can remember, which is Crusader No Regret.
Right, okay.
Which was, for its time, was huge. It was like, it ran on DOS, but it was like a 3D, isometric, like, proper good game. I don't ever remember getting past, like, level 3, but, just because of the, like, coding that must have gone behind it, like, the fact that it ran on DOS, like, you didn't launch this through Windows. The fact that it was, like, proper good graphics for its time. I'll show you after the show, what it was.
You see, I think that they might have blocked it again for time. Did you see that Twitter was allowing DOS games to be played in tweets for a little while?
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't actually get around to playing one, but I think they blocked it for the time being, yeah.
I hope they redo that. That was probably cool. But other than that, you're probably looking at along the lines of, like I mentioned last week, sort of the Mario.
Yeah, you're very
early games.
Classic Nintendo.
Yeah, Streets of Rage. Although
Streets of Rage. Oh, that is one of my
Streets of Rage. What about you?
So Golden Axe is one of my favourites. That's a kick-ass retro game. The other one, which was actually down at the event tonight as well, was called Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah, that one just looked weird.
Love that game.
Like you're playing as a guy in armour, and then if you get hit, your armour falls off. It makes sense.
Half naked, yeah.
But if you get hit by a witch, you turn into a chicken.
By a magician person, yeah.
And
for a little while.
What is going on?
I mean, that's the fun of half of these old games. Is they are really bizarre, and that's what's so.
And they don't have in-app purchases. Can you imagine half of these games now?
Oh my god!
So now we're going to go back to a game which is only 3 years old. So we can't quite call this retro. But you may be wondering why we are choosing to show this game now. Well, that's because the game developers want people to try it out again. It's called Orion Prelude, and basically when this game shipped, it was very, very broken. So the game developers have just put up a trailer with loads of different reviews from GameSpot and IGN, all these guys saying, this is the worst game ever, no one should ever play this is a complete waste of time. But as the developers have said, they have supported this game for probably one of the longest periods that I know of a game to be updated for, and that's for 3 years. So that is a lot of updates. So we have returned to the game to see how much it has proved, and this is how I got on.
See, I don't get games. There's just like stacks of weapons there, and I can't pick up any of them. So I'm not supposed to have a designated point. I'm not sure there's necessarily a designated point. I'm just trying to find a... Whoa, what the hell was that? That was what that was. I'm not really doing much to him with this gun. Oh my gosh, there's a flippin' Stegosaurus coming towards me. Don't know why I suddenly turned operatic. Turns out that's all you need to do to flip.
I need backup.
To get someone to opera, chase them with a Stegosaurus.
I need backup.
I definitely need backup. Back up! Back up, guys! Back up! Back up! Oh, slow motion. Boom, boom, boom. Shake the room, boom, boom, boom. Shake the room, boom, boom, boom. Shake the room. And run. Ouch. You know what, I think I'm gonna get that car. Get the fudge out of here. Oh dear. Slow motion into the front of a Stegosaurus. Not Stegosaurus, Triceratops. Ah, balls.
To buy an extra life.
To turn out of a chicken, pay 69p.
Oh.
No.
But I mean, on the subject of Nintendo and Sega, what is the latest on them?
So, I mean, Nintendo are launching, obviously, their games on mobile soon.
Yeah, 5 games guaranteed by the end.
Yeah, so 5 by March 2017, which is the next their next financial year. Their first is launching this year. They haven't said what it is yet.
Pokemon?
But it's...
Pokemon. Pokemon.
No.
Pokemon?
No.
Probably Pokemon.
Probably.
My money's on Pokemon.
I don't know, I reckon it's going to be
What, Pokemon or Mario?
I reckon it's going to be Mario. They've got the creator behind Mario Kart 8 working on the latest mobile game. So, I mean, that might be...
Mario Kart?
It's basically probably going to be Mario Kart. Yeah. Mario Kart would be a bad thing. I mean,
Mario
it kind of
Kart
fits
mobile.
on mobile.
It does. Well, I mean, they had games like Crash Kart, which was the Crash Bandicoot kart.
Mm-hmm.
And you've had, obviously, Sonic All-Star Racing. So, like, Mario Kart would fit really nicely. And Mario Kart is such... We were playing Mario Kart today. And, like, they've really... The comparison between the original version and what they've got with Mario Kart 8.
It's barely changed, isn't it? It's basically exactly the same.
And like, Mario Kart Mobile would be really...
I remember you just like trying... Where's the reverse?
Yeah, I know, there's no reverse button. And the blocks are like on the
250cc.
floor. Yeah. Wow. You could be so lucky.
Yeah. But Sega, on the other hand, Sega are removing a lot of their catalogue from mobile.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Which is a bit of a shame.
I mean, I remember back a few years ago when Sonic 4 Episode 1 came out. And when it was out, I bought it £6, like, there and then. Because, like, because I never played any of the games between 3 and 4. Like, properly. Like, never sort of sat down and went, I'm going to play this. But when Sonic 4 was announced, I was like, this is it, back to form. And then Sonic 4 Episode 1 came out, and I just went, bye. And then I regret it slightly.
Oh.
I still play it.
Did you have sort of saved checkpoints in that? Because that's the problem with a lot of old retro games.
Well, the ones where
yeah, but does it actually like save for like next time you come back? Because obviously, like modern day games will have checkpoints, which you save.
You mean like hard drive saves?
Because obviously the old ones, because they didn't have the very early ones, didn't have safeguards and stuff. You would either have to have a password, which would get you to a certain part of the game,
I remember those.
which were like old ones, but a lot of the time you had to start the whole game again if you died, and I can't be dealing with that these days.
Yeah,
I'm too spoiled these days.
Some of the newer games do have, like, some of the revamps, they have added that sort of save functionality. Although I'm surprised, I'm surprised that more people don't like the old, because like everyone loves nostalgia. The fact that you have to do the entire game again.
Yeah.
I remember the original Game Boy version of Mario, where like you'd complete all of it, and then you'd be like, doop, you turn the power off, and then it'd just be like, turn it back on, and just level.
I don't know. I suppose it's that kind of love of pain. It's like people who love Bloodborne or Dark Souls or something like that. Where
I was going to say Dark Souls.
But even then, I mean, there's still essentially save points in those. I mean, real retro games didn't have even that. It was you're going back to the start.
And you had to pay EA like £15 just to have a save point.
Yeah, but I don't know. But news came out this week that Konami, another retro...
up, down, left, right, BA, start.
That's the sign of a true gamer. Konami code and all that.
Oh, quick hint while we're talking about the Konami code. Go to either Vogue or Wired, the website, or BuzzFeed, and type it in.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going
Give that
to.
a
In
go.
fact, I was going to overlay it here, but I'm not. I want you to go to either BuzzFeed.com or Wired.co.uk and type in the Konami code.
They would be the two sites to do something.
Yeah.
But Konami was once working on their own console. It's hardly surprising, I suppose, really. But they said that they didn't really have the technical know-how.
No.
These days, the whole company is a bit sort of up and down. They don't quite know what they're doing. They're supposed to be actually leaving the sort of standard games market and focusing on just gambling games now, which is a bit of a shame.
They go down. What they should do, you don't go down gambling, you go down Zynga's route. Zynga really hit a market with the whole Facebook games, those sort of easy to play games. That's how you make money nowadays.
I suppose so.
Sadly.
Yeah, I was going to say, it is a bit of a shame.
I mean, Konami is this sort of big gaming giant. And it's sad to see some of these companies go. Remember when Sega was at their prime? And now they're, like you said, pulling games from the store. There's all these little companies. LucasArts, the gaming division, they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, some of their Star Wars games were still some of my fondest memories.
I actually remember playing a Peter Pan game from LucasArts.
Really?
Yeah, that was really, really weird.
That does sound a bit bizarre. But yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, that's the problem, is that a lot of the game innovation has gone as well, along with it. So, I mean, if you look at the charts these days, like, pretty much they are all just clones of one another.
I mean, and either clones of one another or HD remakes. I mean, there are very few and far between. Like Watch Dogs, you were saying you've completed recently. Watch Dogs was, in my opinion, quite a new turn to form. You know, the sort of
it was innovative. It certainly wasn't without its flaws, but I really don't know why people complain about it so much. When I got to the end, by the time the credits rolled, I loved the game. It's one of my favourite games in recent times.
Well,
I love it.
I think it's sort of that selective audience, really.
Yeah, but I mean, you spoke about remasters there for a second. Gears of War is supposed to get a remaster this year. For
The original?
The original one, yeah.
Wow.
They might chuck in the extra few games like they did with the Halo Master Chief Collection, but can't wait for that.
I mean, Tony Hawk's also getting a new game.
So Tony Hawk's
like first
back,
time in like 12 years or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, it might not be 12, but it's the first time in a while that Tony Hawk's going back. I'm looking forward to see what they do with that. Whether it'll just be a button bash, sort of mashup, or whether they'll go back to the turn to form where they kind of take the piss out of themselves.
You've seen that viral video with the characters.
The guy, sort of, yeah.
The guy there, and then he just like, then he does the whole coming back in again with the skateboard. So,
yeah. I've seen that.
It's really well
cool.
done. Have you also seen going around the internet this Nintendo console that some concept artist made, which is inspired by Zelda: Ocarina of Time?
No.
Oh, he did a good job on that. We need to put a picture up of that, because that was well done. Props to that guy.
So before we move on from retro gaming to our sort of final segment of the day, what are your favourite retro games? What are the games where you look, you play these games and you think to yourself, "This is my childhood." You know, this is...
We've all got them. So.
We've all got them. If you're a gamer, if you're watching the show and you're a gamer, you've got a retro game. And I'd like to see a list. I'd like to see a list down in the comments of your favourite games. And we may even share a few of them next week.
It'll be interesting to see what sort of kids growing up now would say, sort of at our time, what their favourite sort
that
of
would be
classic
interesting.
games.
In fact, that's how the comments should be laid out. You know, so your age... favourite retro games, and then any sort of miscellaneous commentary bit that you want to add about the show. And we'll if we get a few, we'll read them out next time.
Yeah, cool. So our last sort of discussion, I guess, is: have you played many sort of custom-made sort of maps and stuff like that on any game, really?
Well, I mean, StarCraft, one of my favourite games, has its whole like arcade mode, which is by far one of the greatest like sort of arcade modes I've ever seen. Just like they just take all the elements from that are available in game and just make weird and random games with it. You've got Tron Cycle, as one of them, for example, and you literally play Tron Cycle, but with like your character, instead of being on a bike, it's like a marine on a Hellion, but it's still the same Tron Cycle.
There's some incredible creativity from some of these people. I know that we did play one. I don't know if we've still got the footage. If we do, then chuck it in here. But that Halo one we played with the super jump, like a kind of ski jump kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? That was a good one.
I think it's still available somewhere.
Right.
But yeah, no, custom maps. Like you got to give props to the map creators who take the time and effort to make these.
And linking back to the Steam paid well, mods, maps, all that kind of stuff, then yeah, I mean, some of these guys, they deserve to get paid for what they do.
Basically.
So there you go, rocking the paid mod revolution.
So anyway, thank you guys for joining us for episode 2 of the TBE show. I've been George.
I've been Ryan.
And we will see you guys next time. Ciao.
Ciao. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Tech Brits. I'm Ryan. Hello and welcome.
Second week, I knew that would happen.
God damn it.
I knew that would happen one of these weeks. I just didn't realise it was the second one.